You're muted, Robin. Uh-huh.
Great. Good morning. Welcome to our Thursday morning business chat. I am your co-host, Robin, along with Gregory, and we get together every Thursday morning to share some resources and trainings and support for building your business. And this week, because we are going through this book, and this week was leadership, and Ravel and Sunshower did a wonderful job on talking about the chapter on leadership. So we're going to take a little deeper dive into it than we did on the Monday night call. And if you haven't gotten this book yet, I don't recommend a lot of books on our business, but this is a new one to me, and I was really impressed because it's really little, but it is really big. And it's John Maxwell on the Power of Five for network marketing. And there are 5 powers, and power number 4 is leadership. And many of you know, some may not, that my background was in leadership development. I taught, trained trainers, was a student of leadership for a long, long, long time. And so when I was so excited to hear John Maxwell, and not only did he not disappoint me, he thrilled me because he gave such richness and simple, duplicatable resources and tools. And that's why this book is such a great book, because some of you have never been in network marketing before. And what he did was he put a group of very successful people together in the networking field. He loves network marketing because people are so alive and going for it and growing and serving, and he created this book. And so number 4 is leadership. So talking a little bit about leadership, like what is it? And what John talks about is, he says, bottom line, leadership is influence. And what does that mean? How do you get influence? So when I think about leadership, it's aligning people to move in a direction towards a shared common vision or goal. And in order for people to follow you, they need to feel like they can trust you with influence. Well, how do you gain that trust? And he said it's very intentional, and there are different ways to gain influence, but adding value to people is where a lot of people get their influence. So just by merely you sharing with someone the value for them personally, for their health or for their lifestyle, and their life changes, that's influence. So those of you that have had someone change your life by joining this business with the products or the business opportunity, raise your hand. Everybody's hands up. Isn't that, I mean, what a gift it is to be able to share something that changes people's lives. And I love every single day. You've heard me say it over and over and over again, how fortunate we are to wake up and know that we're going to hear miracle stories every day. So influence. Well, and a little bit when I was reading his book, I was crossing my fingers that we were on the same page because, I've been so immersed in the leadership world. It's been a while, but what I learned from Stephen Covey, which I think is so important, is in order to lead others, we first need to lead ourselves. And it's a topic we've not really gotten into. It's a topic that most of us have never been trained on, is what does it mean to lead yourself? Well, to lead yourself is to know what direction you want to go in your life. And how do you decide that? And you decide that by deciding what is most important. What are your highest values? What is it that, one of the reasons I so love this business model is we have an opportunity to literally design our dream lifestyle. So if you're creating, and he talks a lot about intention, and in intention, it's being really clear, not just intention. He talks about intention and intentionality, which is taking action on intention. So what we've done today is we brought together several of our leaders that were on our director's call yesterday when we had this conversation, and they're going to share some of their snippets on leadership as far as their perspective goes. And so let's see, intentional living. So what I want to do is I want to bring up first, I want to bring up let's see, Jennifer comes first, and Jennifer Starr is one of our leaders. She's moving through the ranks, and she is a master coach, and she trains master coaches. And I think everyone realizes in this business, being a coach is really what we all are, is, our job is to help people get from where they are to where they want to be, not where we think we want them to be or where we think they should be or could be. It's what do they want. And so if you have coaching orientation, it's really an advantage. And if you don't, you can learn it. So I want to turn things over to Jennifer Starr to share what you would like to share this morning.
Thank you, Robin. Oh, you always kick things off with so much inspiration and energy. Yay. And you spoke to a couple really amazing things too, that you could take a whole session on for values, finding out values and principles for, what matters in my life and to me. And so one of the things that we use in coaching, at least at the school that I teach at, is a really fun acronym that is a tool to, remember, and it aligns with that, as you've shared of Covey. A coach is a vehicle to get a valued passenger, team member, customer, from where they are to where they want to be. And by inspiring the effective action, there must be some kind of alignment. So are you or your team member, your customer, producing the results that you want in your health, in your business? If yes, you're in that part of the cycle that's in flow for you. It means you're lined up with your values, your principles, your goals, you're in a flow mode. And if the answer is no, not really, then there is this 4-step process, which I really love, using the coach approach. And we call it a vehicle for change because it's an acronym. It's ACAR. And I'll put it in the chat here in a minute. It's ACAAR. But I like to think of it in my ears, a car, a vehicle, a coach, to get from where I am to where I want to be. You can use it for yourself. And this is that self-development piece that Robin was speaking to. It's about how do we become good leaders of ourselves? And part of it is, we got to walk our talk. We've got to be in integrity with ourselves and those that we care about. We've got to be able to tell the truth. So this acronym stands for A, creating awareness. So awareness is the word. C is for clarity. A is for alignment. And the next A is for action/attention. So they kind of go together, and I'll give you a bit in a second. And R is the results. So we all have results no matter what. We always have results. If we're sitting in this moment, we can say, what is the result that I'm experiencing right now? Either that I'm happy about or I'm not so happy about. And so the real question is to ask yourself or your customer or your team member, how are you feeling about what you're experiencing right now, the results of what you've tried so far? And if the answer is a resounding yes, then we're in alignment. Everything's great. It means that we're self-aware, we're clear, we're aligned up with what's important to us, and we're taking action and paying attention to what is necessary to do in order to get those results. So if the answer is some flavor of no, like a little but not enough, or I hate the results, if there's any no in the mix, then we know that something's out of alignment somewhere along that structure or that model isn't in place. So we can use it backwards. We can use the ACAR backwards. So the first thing is look at the result. What is unsatisfactory about it? That's R. A, action or attention. What have I been paying attention to, or what action brought me to this result? Alignment, the next A is, what motivated me to take that action? Was it someone else's good idea? Was it, oh, well, that's what they said in training? Or is the alignment from the inside out? Does this work for me? Do I want to take that action, or is there some other action I want to take? So the clarity, C, comes from notice the internal motivation that makes you happy. What is it that energizes you? What do you really want? What do you want to believe? And then the A, because we're going in reverse, right? Awareness. Remember, at the beginning of the process, notice what information you needed. What did you need to learn about yourself to gain that awareness? Go get help from your sponsor. Come to a training, go to your coach, go to a mentor who's been successful and say, I need some help here because I don't know that, I don't know why I'm not getting the results. I know what I want, I think. And so gaining more awareness is really about us as coaches asking ourselves these questions, of really what it is that I want, what matters to me in my life, what do I value, what's the goal I dream of, I've dreamed of all my life, so there's a lot of components to this. And so the key bottom line is, if you have results you don't want, take a look at what is it I can learn about myself for this process and who can I get to help me to do that. If you love the results, then go back and examine it. Why? What were the motivators? What are the values that you're aligned with, so that you can gain more self-awareness, and then you can help your clients and customers and team members get to what's important to them too. So there you go.
Thank you. We love acronyms. I know Coach Clarissa loves them too. And those were powerful. And there is so much of this journey that is about self-awareness. And you guys hear us talk all the time, and John talks about it all the time. That was number one, was growth. And so this acronym was so powerful. And really, to design your own life, you need to first identify what are those things that are most important to you. And Jennifer talked a lot about that. Thank you, my dear. That was beautiful. Thank you. So now we're going to move on to your sponsor. So next on our docket is Cara Lee, and she's moving through the ranks too in a fun way, and she's going for some big stuff, and it's been just a joy to get to work with her. She's one of our directors, Cara Lee Valeriano, from none other than Montana. So, Cara Lee.
Hello, thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning. What a pleasure to work with both of you and everyone on the team. I wanted to share something that I ran across a couple days in my notes, and these notes were from 2017, but I thought it was really appropriate. It's from The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and I was listening to it on Audible. I highly recommend the Audible book, the in-person book. I'm going to post a video at the end here, but this chapter particularly stood out to me. And this just a 5 minutes if you're doing the Audible. Isolating incidents. So this is one of the most prevalent and yet not so obvious causes of mediocrity. So mediocrity is the enemy of leadership. We mistakenly assume that each choice we make and individual action we take is only affecting that particular moment or circumstance. For example, you may think it's no big deal to miss a workout, procrastinate on a project, eat fast food, skip a day of making your follow-ups, whatever it may be, because you get a do-over tomorrow. You make the mistake, sorry, you make the mistake of thinking that workout, that follow-up, that incident only affects that time, and you'll make a better choice next time. But nothing could be further from the truth. We must realize that the real impact and consequence on each of our choices and actions, and even our thoughts, is monumental, because every single thought, choice, and action is determining who we are becoming, which will ultimately determine the quality of our lives. Now, that quote is from T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. How you do anything is how you do everything. Every time you choose to do the easy thing instead of the right thing, you are shaping your identity, becoming the type of person who does what's easy rather than what's right. On the other hand, when you do choose to do the right thing and follow through with your commitments, especially when you don't feel like it, you are developing the extraordinary discipline, which most people never develop, necessary for creating extraordinary results in your life. And that was from Peter Voogd, Voogd. So discipline creates lifestyle, and we want to have a leadership lifestyle, right? Here's an example. When the alarm clock goes off and you hit the snooze button, which is the easy thing, most people assume this action is only affecting that moment. So the reality is that this type of action is programming our subconscious mind with the instructions that it is okay for us to not follow through with the things that we intend to do. And I know yesterday, and I've heard it before, Robin said, one way to grow is to make promises to yourself and keep them. And I might not have that exactly right, but something to that extent. So realize that everything we do affects who we are becoming, which is determining the life that we will ultimately create and live. When you see the big picture, you start to take the alarm clock more seriously. When the buzzer goes off in the morning and you're tempted to snooze, you start thinking, wait, this is not who I want to become. Someone who doesn't even have enough discipline to get out of bed in the morning. I'm getting up now because I'm committed to waking up early, hitting my goals, creating the life of my dreams, etc. So a little quote that I put together is, purposeful leadership is making every moment count, because yes, who you are becoming is very important, but it is what you are doing and mostly thinking that is determining who you are becoming. That's all.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So many gems, my dear, so many gems in there. And, easy versus right. Oh my gosh. That's a really potent thing. And just when you think about that snooze alarm, I hope this comes back to you, everyone. And Carolee did revisit what I shared yesterday, which is really something I learned from Stephen. And it's, for those of you that when you do your belief assessment and you look at a scale of 1 to 10 of belief in products, company, belief in the profession, belief in yourself to be successful, if you need some work on that last one, belief in yourself to be successful, making and keeping promises to yourself is the fastest, most potent way to do that. And be gentle. Don't do big stuff like I'm going to exercise, an hour every single day of the week. You're not giving yourself an out. Work into it and build it up, because over time it'll make a big difference. So Carolee, that was wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the miracle morning is, how we start our day. And JJ has an 8 minutes that'll change your life, which is also about the miracle morning. And so we recommend checking out both of those resources. Thank you, my dear. Okay, now we get to move on to Dr. Tiana. And, it's one of the things I love about this business, and I think you all know this, is, we all get to keep growing and learning from each other. And you guys might not know this woman very well, but she is definitely one of my great teachers. And I have learned a tremendous amount from her. So she won't be on video today, but she's going to talk about what's her term, her secret to success. And she shared, I won't take your thunder away, Dr. Tiana, so I'll let you go and talk about your secret. Are you here? Tiana? Oh, I don't
Start
see her.
talking without unmuting, of course.
Oh, there you are. Oh, good. We would like to hear you. So you're
Any-
on.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. And for setting this beautiful container of these beautiful souls. First, I want to tell everybody here, congratulate yourself. Give yourself a hug. You already are leaders. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be committed to this incredible, not only business, it's a way of life. It's a way of empowering people, starting with yourself. And I was telling Robin, there's 2 secrets I want to start out with. One, the secret you already have. Self-care is the ultimate tool of self-leadership. And patch and stick simple, we already have self-care on autopilot. Use your patches daily. Never leave home without them, because your antennas can maybe pick up who else needs a patch. I've met people at Starbucks. I ended up having a spontaneous conference thing at a hair salon when the hairdresser was having bad shoulders. My little antennas went up. This was all pre-COVID. And I went over to her and I said, "You have a little bit of pain?" She says, "Oh, pain on my poor shoulder, blah, 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 blah." I said, "On a scale of 1 to 10, where's the pain?" She said, "It's about an 8. I said, "Okay, I have something. Would you be open to an experience that could possibly reduce the pain or eliminate it altogether?" "Oh, of course." This is how spontaneous as leaders you could be. You're mindful of yourself wherever you go. It's not a business. It's a living way of being. Anyway, so by the time she patched herself, and I came back before I left. I said, "On a scale of 1 to 10, where's the pain now?" She said, "What pain?" "Well, you do that at a hair salon?" The next thing you know, people were gathered around, and it was my first spontaneous thing. So here's the secret behind that secret. Here's the secret. It happened during one of my darkest times, and I'm not going to go into that right now, but it was really dark, and I was 13 years old. And needless to say, I just want to end it all, but God had a different plan in mind. So as I'm contemplating at 13, just ending it all, and that is called suicide. I'm coming out of the closet today every way, but God, as I said, had a different plan. And instead, while I'm wanting to do it, I change my mind and I start yelling at the heavens, because at 13 years old, everybody thinks that's where God is. Anyway, instead of being struck by lightning, I was struck by these words. And these words became the foundation of a success that I didn't even know I wanted, could have. I was 13 years old and totally broken. And this invisible force opened up my clairaudience, and I heard, "Take down these words." And if somebody could type it, Denise, could you do me a favor and type it in the chat? Because I really want you to listen to these words, because they're not about me, they're about you, because you were born this way with a power inside you that we've been conditioned out of. So this is the shortcut. Surrender each day, step by step, you'll be shown the way. 13, what the hell does that mean? But over time, surrender, it doesn't mean let go. It doesn't mean submit. It means let go to a higher power bigger than you, that soul you, that God you, that whatever you that breathes through you. Surrender to an intuitive knowing even. Each day, it doesn't say once a week, it says each day, daily habit. Imagine doing this as a daily habit. And going back to what Carolee was so beautifully saying, imagine waking up in the morning with listening to that part of you that has answers to all sorts of problems you may be going through or challenges you may be going through. Surrender each day, step by step. Now, this is the tricky one. You didn't say figure it out. It said step by step, meaning listen, take an inspired action step.
Beautiful.
Each day, you'll be shown the way. And it's like in Indiana Jones, it's that leap of faith, it's that step into the unknown. You know, when he had that bridge that wasn't before him, he was going to put his foot out, and oh my God, am I going to fall? Oh, instead of falling, he took a step and the bridge was there. And another secret to success that good old Confucius gave us, and it just happened to pop in this morning because I'm a quoteaholic, that's a great aholic to be, by the way, is the greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising up every time we fall. Never, never, never give up. I have never given up. Those 4 words took me and countless thousands of clients, from students to CEOs and celebrities, to major breakthroughs in trusting themselves. That's self-leadership. Trust yourself, but not that voice that nags you that you're not good enough and you can't do it and blah, 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 blah. But the voice that says, you are all and more. I believe in you. Just like we, as your leaders, believe in you. Just like LifeWave is an incredible company that we've been attracted to because it ignites the intelligence inside the cells. So you control and work with the mindset outside your cells. And you've got incredible self-leadership. And remember, like they say in the airlines, oxygen mask over yourself first. Because when you do that, you're at your highest vibration, you attract people, and it's never about you. It's about what's the highest and best for them. And so you stand in the light of knowing the product, knowing your stories, matching it to support that person and holding their transformation, what's highest and best for them in mind. And guess what? Like Robin once called me, she says, have you checked your back office? I said, I don't even know how to log into my back office. She said, check your back office because you have thousands of dollars waiting for you. And I'm like, what? Because I never even thought of the income. I thought of the influence and the impact in taking away suffering. And each one of you, start with taking away your suffering, get yourself into a routine that really lights your fire, aligned with your soul trust, and then go out and spread that light to the world. We are the 1% that make the ripple effect in awakening humanity today.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was amazing. You
Thank you,
guys
thank you.
are awesome. And I hope you're taking notes, because there's been so many nuggets from each person. We got one more, but what you talked about, self-care, how powerful, never leave home without it. You were the first person that said to me, I carry my patches. It's my first aid kit. So then I had to create my own little first aid kits. And you guys know about the pouches. Surrender each day. How beautiful. And really trust. I mean, this is what David does. He starts the day with a prayer. He asks for guidance. He gets downloads. He listens. And that's what we all get to do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we're going to finish it up with a topic that I think maybe resonant for many of you, because when we get into network marketing with no intention of building a business, like for me, but then I couldn't not share. Well, what's happened to people is you get results, you start sharing, then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, you got a team. And you've become what we call an accidental leader. It was not by design, but you become an accidental leader. And what does that mean? So our final guest this morning is another one of our beloved directors who claims that term, and she's going to share a little bit about what that means for her. So Michelle Niels, you're on.
Thank you, Robin. Wow, that was so awesome, ladies. Thank you for your beautiful shares. As Robin said, she didn't intend to make this a business, and neither did I. When Helen told me about this, and Robin too, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing any more network marketing businesses. I've done 10, 11, I don't know how many in the previous 20 years, but I had results. I had results right away, and I just couldn't not share, especially after I watched Why LifeWave, Why Now with Robin or listened to the audio. That did it for me, and here I am. Now, what does accidental leader mean to me? Well, I have no leadership experience at all. I did nursing for a few years. I have been a massage therapist and a healer for a number of years. And of course, in certain situations I lead, but I've never thought of myself as a leader, especially of a team. So when I woke up this morning, the three things came to my mind. I often get inspired first thing in the morning. And this morning, it was 4:44 that I woke up. I know you'll like that, Tiana, Jennifer. Several of you will like that. I love the angel numbers when they show up. So 4:44. And I just asked, and I didn't go back to sleep, by the way. Good thing I went to bed early. So I just asked, what am I going to share today? How can I bring value? That has been something that I have been asking every day. And in fact, Robin asked me, Michelle, what's changed for you? And a couple of weeks ago, I just put it out to God, the universe, source. I said, how can I be of value every single day? I want to take my business to the next level. So the three phrases that came up to me in my mind were showing up, stepping up, and growing up. So what does that mean? I'm gonna unpack that a little bit. So showing up is being on the calls, being at the events, being there for your team. Show up. You can't build this business by yourself. It's a relationship business, right? We all know that. Number two, stepping up. I love the 4 agreements, and the one that comes to my mind here is be impeccable with your word. Speak up, engage, take action. Are you someone that your team can count on? Are you someone that does what you say you're going to do? So that's stepping up. Also, volunteer. I mean, like, you know, if someone says, when we were on the directors meeting the other day, Robin said, who wants to present? There was a little pause, and this little voice inside of me said, Michelle, say it, speak up. And I waited, I paused, and then it just said, say it. I'm like, but, and I just didn't listen to the but. And I just said, yes, I will be there. So stepping up. And you cannot help but grow up if you do these things, you guys. You just can't help it. If you do 1 and 2, you show up and you step up, you will grow up. And I love the quote from Robin, network marketing is a safe greenhouse where we can grow to our fullest potential. Emphasis on safe, you guys. That's really big for me, with a little history of some PTSD. And a lot of us have that. Okay. A lot of us have our stories and our backgrounds. This is the safest place I have ever been in a network marketing business ever. And I've probably been in at least 8. If I think about it, maybe more. I have never felt so supported, so loved. This community is phenomenal. We have such a gift. I would say that's right up there with the product and the company.
Mhm.
Robin and Gregory never push. You guys feel that? They encourage us and they support us. Robin doesn't ever call, Michelle, are you doing what you did? Are you doing it? No, I am my own push. And I have started to push myself lately. And this is the growing up. I've spoken it. Now I'm speaking it to 81 people. It's like, well, I better sure as hell do this, because I'm telling you all, you know, I am stepping up to my business. As Gregory said, if you treat it as a hobby, it'll cost you money. If you treat it as a business, it'll make you money. So, what's another thing I had here? I'm looking down because I'm not as I don't have my thing. Kara Lee looked like she had something on the screen. I have to learn how to do that. So I have my notes here. If I'm not always approaching my edge, which is the edge of my comfort zone, I'm not growing. If I'm not approaching my edge, I'm not growing, you guys. So let's do it. Let's approach our edge, right? And then another quote, do something every day that scares you. I heard that somewhere, and I'm like, oh God, that's scary. I don't know, that's scary. I don't want to do something that scares me. So if it feels better to say stretches you, then do that. But pretty soon you got to do something that scares you guys. You just, I mean, like, it doesn't have to terrify you, but, you know, talk to that stranger, or, you know, reach out to someone, do something every day that's a little bit on the edge, and you will absolutely grow. So I think that's it. And I think we're kind of getting close to the bottom. So thank you.
I love it. That was fabulous. So showing up, stepping up, growing up.
And what goes along with that, I just need to say, the only way to go is up.
And the only way to go is up. I love
There you go. There you go. There's, you know, people got such value out of all you guys this morning. And our invitation, whether you've been in a leadership role or not, is be a student of what does that mean, and learn. And what Michelle just said, you know, that stretch every day. And you want to stretch not too far, because if you stretch too far, you'll contract. But one of my managers many years ago, she said to me, every day I wake up in fear, and I have a choice, because I'm doing something I've never done before. I can use this fear to shut down and contract, or I can embrace the fear and expand and grow into a bigger place. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everyone. Tiana and Carolee and Jennifer, a great, great wisdom this morning from our leaders. And we'll continue to have our leaders share their wisdom with you, because we have such great backgrounds, experience, wisdom from all of you. And I love learning from each and every one of you. So, honey, I don't know if we want to take time for Q&A at all because it's after
I
the
don't
bottom
think
of the
so.
hour.
I think this was pretty complete. Yeah.
Yes, it was a great call. I hope you guys are reading the chat because this is a tremendous value to all of us to listen and learn from each and every one of you. So chapter 4, leadership. If you haven't gotten the book, I highly recommend it. It is small but mighty, and there is great, great treasures in here for all of us. So thank you, everybody, for a wonderful Thursday morning business chat. Appreciate you all. Bye-bye.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you,
Have a blessed day.
everyone.
Thank you.
Robin,
Thank
that was
you.
excellent. Excellent,
Thank you.
excellent.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
the
so
incredible
much.
nuggets.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, Hollywood, Florida. Wonderful tips. Wonderful tips.
Wonderful
Thank you so
training.
much.
It's just great.
Great call.
Thank you. Blessings to all.
Thanks
Lots
for
of
tuning in.
takeaways.